I love your.
It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's reality alert.
That was cute.
Will she choose to, record with us today on this podcast, or will she say she will and then go record on another one?
On another
Who
one.
knows?
We don't
We
know.
have Katisha here today. Katisha, how's it going?
Got her arms crossed now.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't expect to get roasted.
She's like,
so
hey
quickly.
now.
Okay, I guess I knew what I was coming into. I actually said that to my friends earlier. I was like, I'm going to this guy's podcast and they've been a bit spicy and I don't really know why they've asked me to come on, but we'll see what they've got to say.
We are a little spicy.
We are a little spicy.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We invite the spicy. I'm a little bit spicy too.
That's
Okay,
good.
that's good.
Yeah. You'll match our energy then.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you didn't get to show your spiciness enough on the show?
100%. I feel like I came across as like really sad, and droopy, which I am not that at all. Like I guess given my situation, there was a bit of sadness and confusion, everything like that. But yeah, no, I feel like I wasn't portrayed as myself.
Yeah, I feel like we talked to you for 2 minutes before we started recording, and I was like a completely different person. Never talking on the show.
Yeah.
Like,
so what was your impression of me, out of curiosity?
On the show? Yeah, very sad.
Yeah, just sort of like this is a bummer experience. You know, I want out.
Yeah.
Indecisive was part of it, definitely.
Yeah.
Frustrated. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Get me out of here. To be fair, so me, Javin and I were filmed the most out of all the couples. We were filming like 15 hours a day. And I guess that's because we were the most dramatic, I would say. There was a lot of controversy, I guess, between our relationship, whether I'd made the right decision, yada, 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 all that great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How did so first let me introduce ourselves a little bit. We're
Go
here
ahead,
on Reality Podcast. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. I'm Max Geyser. This is Ben Overzet. We got Katisha here. She's Scottish, everybody.
Hi.
Here we go. Katisha, how did you end up on Love is Blind? How did that happen?
Oh, so interesting question. I applied. I was one of the girlies that applied on my 31st birthday. Actually, I'm a massive fan of the show anyway. So I've watched the US one. I obviously watched UK season 1, and I absolutely loved it. I love the premise of it. I love that you're behind a wall. You don't get to see someone, so you're not judging them on how they look, X, Y, and Z. You're just solely going off vibes and whatever foot you put forward. I liked the fact that you get married at the end. Like, there's no fucking around. It's like, yep, I like you. Let's go. I'm at an age now where I felt like I wasn't really dating with intention, or the people that I was dating, it's kind of like a conveyor belt. It's like, oh, you're no good, bye. Oh, you're no good, bye, like, kind of thing. And not just from me, like, obviously I feel that from the people that I'm dating as well. So it was appealing to me that it was a kind of no bullshit approach to dating and commitment.
How did you feel about being on TV as a part of that? Was that exciting?
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I didn't put enough thought into that. Like my gran and everyone around me, like, I'd always say, I'm quite close to my gran, so that's why I mentioned her. I would say, oh, does anyone have any advice? And they're like, just remember it's a TV show. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Not really thinking about it at all. But yeah, it really has a massive impact on everything, to be honest. So it's not something that I thought about, and I think I should have thought about it more.
Did it affect how you communicated with the guys in the pods, knowing that you were on camera all the time? Or
in the pods, no, I would say. Obviously you need to be slightly mindful. You've watched the show, my face tells an entire story, and if I hear or see something, if I hear something that I don't like, I'm gonna be like, what?
Mhm.
So I was mindful of that, I would say, because I don't want to embarrass anyone, I guess. um but then later on it definitely becomes a little bit more relaxed. I would say, looking back, there were times where I wanted to be a little bit unproblematic on camera, so there would be some things that I probably let slide that I wouldn't usually let slide. um but that's more of a reflection of, I didn't want to come across a certain type of way, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there were a few times when you said that you didn't want to be painted a villain, or you didn't want
Mm.
the other couples to have control over your story.
Mm.
Mm.
Was that relating to your immediate personal life, or was that relating to how you would be perceived by the public?
Hmm. As in, the relationship that I was in on the show.
Yeah, like when you were saying, like, I don't want to be painted as a villain, were you worried about being
Yeah.
painted as a TV villain, or being painted as a villain, like, uh, by, like, just, like, other, like, your castmates thinking you were a villain?
It was definitely castmates,
Okay.
because
Mm.
I wasn't thinking about the TV. Like, genuinely, I should have thought about it more, a lot more.
Yeah.
um, but it just wasn't anything that I was worried about, to be honest. It was more so because everybody just kept asking me if I had made the right decision. Like, it was a constant, like, thing, where it got to the point where I'm a really strong, independent person. I made a decision for myself, as did everybody else. We were all dating everybody. We all had to make a really hard decision. And obviously, nobody's in those dates with me. So they can't tell me what I experienced, what I heard, how to make a decision. And it got to a stage where I was like, am I missing something? Like, I thought this was my choice. But
Mhm.
everybody kind of had something to say about it, and I don't know if they were like being pushed by producers or things like that, like to kind of ask the question, because there's a lot of controversy around it. Um, but yeah, it was more so because obviously the way that I handled the situation wasn't fantastic. I wish I'd handled it a lot more different. However, it was still kind of my decision, like, and I was overwhelmed by a lot of things, and I feel like when you're not the one making the decision, it's easy for people to have an outside perspective of what you should or shouldn't do.
So you could feel the narrative being sort of pushed
Yeah.
around you. Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Hmm.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
that, and that's hard to fight that when it's
Yeah, it
happening.
is.
Once it gets
Yeah.
going, it's kind of there. Yeah.
And I feel like once I'd made up my mind, like, that's a personal journey. Like, we all go in there on our own. We all make our own choices for ourselves. And for that to be questioned so much, like, I really, really struggled with that.
Mm.
So we saw Ashley have a conversation with you about this. Of course, we saw Cal talk to you about this, which we'll get to. Was like everybody in the cast kind of saying, "What are you doing with Javin?" Or
Yeah, everyone. And it wasn't even like, what are you doing with him? It was like, are you sure? Like, I don't know if it was their own opinion, or it was something, because again, even the girls asking me, they didn't experience Javin, because well, Ashley, for instance, he was not in her top, so she's
Mm.
never really dated him at all. So, and I didn't speak to her about him. I didn't speak to her about Demila, so I didn't really get what her opinion was based on,
yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, I know she's just being kind. Like, Ashley is a really kind person. She's lovely. I really helped her with her decision, actually. Like, she was holding back, and I really helped push her, like, towards, like, being open and being honest, and just kind of like just going for it. Whereas maybe she was just kind of like trying to do that for me. Like, I think maybe because the way Demila um what's the word? The way he portrayed his love and his adoration and things like that, maybe she was looking at that as, well, that's the ideal candidate.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mhm.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So maybe she was looking at it like that. Yeah.
So let's get back to the pods a little bit, and then we'll move forward. Here's an interesting question I think I have for you. On the show, your job was listed as nanny and makeup artist for bridal events. Would you have done your own makeup if you had made it to the weddings?
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, I probably would have, yeah. And I will say, when you say like made it to the wedding, no, in fact, we'll cover that. I'm sure we'll cover that later.
No. Now I'm really curious. What do you mean? What are you
But I
gonna
was
say?
going to say, like, for me, like, I made my it wasn't, if I had went in and I was like, oh, I'm dreaming of this wedding and I'm this and I'm that and it's la 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 and I just want to be a bride and wow wow wow, like, I would have just kept going. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I was making a decision based on, is this man a fit husband for me?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like people are not kind of focusing on that. They're like, I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm explaining it properly. Like, I made a decision based on the fact that we were supposed to get married. Like, we were not there to date, to fuck around and find out. Like, I was like, oh, cool, this is not working. See ya.
No, I think that showed in your frustration at times with
Yeah.
Javin, where he seemed a little more nonchalant about it.
Mhm.
And I think you could see that frustration with you in those
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
So many people would have just stayed, I think.
Mhm.
I think it just would have been great to see you say no at the altar from like a TV drama perspective. You know, I
Everybody
think
wants
that's all
that.
we wanted. You know,
I
but
get
like
that, and I do
leaving
get
the
that.
keys in the letter was great, and him ripping it up while creepily
I
smiling,
mean,
that was
good
very good.
too. Yeah, I mean, that's good TV too.
The
So
thing is, when you get to that stage, you're involving your whole friends and family. Like, it's not just you and your partner, it's friends and family. They have to come to the wedding, you're organizing stuff. I have to try on a wedding dress. If it didn't work, I might flip going to a bridal store and trying on a wedding dress if I was not 100% and my partner was not 100%. Like, I could be wherever I am, but if they're not with me, who am I marrying? What's the point of me going there?
You know what? You dodged a bullet. That bridal store was terrible. It was awful.
Fair.
Those dresses looked cheap. What was Netflix thinking?
I have no idea. They cheaped out. No,
They did.
I
It's like they
wasn't
shook them out of an Amazon box, Katisha. What were they thinking? Those women deserve better, Katisha.
Max is a bridal dress expert. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you guys married, by the way?
no. Oh, I am. Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay,
I'm
nice.
engaged.
Oh,
Yes.
beautiful. Congrats to both of you.
Thank you. Hopefully, she says yes when we make
Yeah.
it to the
Yeah,
altar.
when you make it to the altar,
All you
I
gotta do is be a
know.
good guy.
Yeah. I
It's not that
mean,
hard.
we've only been together.
I'm gonna be there
weeks,
sweating,
you know.
dripping with sweat, going, "Will she say yes?"
Okay, when we first meet you on the show, you tell us that you have a history of dating emotionally unavailable men. Do you feel that history repeated itself?
Unbeknown to me, I would say yes. Listen, the man that I met in the pods was not the man that you see on camera.
So you felt that he was emotionally available in the pods?
I felt like he was available.
He was like, as in he was single.
No. I'm joking. Listen, Javin and I got really vulnerable in the pods. We really did, and it's not shown at all. And I do understand from a storyline perspective that they didn't show that. They showed, like, and bear in mind, we're all having very similar conversations. Like, we're not just talking about sex and where I'm from. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot more than that. We talked about childhood. We talked about Javin and I are both very ambitious. We're both very, like, work ambitious. We've got really good work ethic. We're both Jamaican. Boring. Okay.
Yeah, but where are you guys from? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, like, if I look back now, like there were a lot of
so
things.
Rude.
There were a lot of things that maybe I was mistaking for like things in common over compatibility.
Yeah.
However, he proposed to me, so
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
You have that trump card in your pocket.
Ashley in our chat is saying, I got the vibe that Javin was shy and uncomfortable with all the cameras around. Did you feel that way too?
100%. I would say we were both kind of the same. Like this might be odd to say, but I feel like we're actually both quite private people. And a lot of the conversations that we would have would be off camera. So we would like talk about something and we like squash it or whatever. And then but then sometimes he would come on camera and he would blindside me with a question that we've just talked about. And I'll be like, I'm like, why are you bringing that up? I don't want to talk about this right now.
He's Team Good TV. That's what's going on, right? He's doing it for us, for the audience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boy, what?
And you're against us. You're against the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That on the show, Javin seemed like a person that didn't talk a lot. And now that the show is over, on interviews and on social media,
Mr.
like
Yapper.
a motor mouth.
Mr. Yapper. Yeah.
So what was he like in person?
That is so funny. Listen, guys, he just didn't like me, okay? Like, what can I say? No.
Oh, no.
That is what we theorized, that you guys just didn't like each other.
This is the thing. Like, this is one of the things that I kind of don't get. I knew that he liked me. However, Javin is a very smart man. And what baffles me is that the length of time that he stayed, probably knowing that we were not going to get married. Like, I was hopeful, but I think personally, from my own opinion, he stayed far too long because it was like he knew that was never going to happen. Even like there's times where he talks about oh well, you know, if it doesn't work we could date on the outside and stuff like that. And it's like, well, why would you? And at the time I was agreeable to that because I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because he was kind of going at a pace that, like, also I think what people don't pick up is like he's matching my energy. Like, I'm not really going in there like, oh my god, I want to get married right now, yay, like let's go, run me down to the aisle. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very like I'm being careful with my heart. I'm being careful. Like, let's kind of take this slow. Like, let's kind of see how it goes. Like, get to the next stage, get to know each other, yada, yada, yada. So he's matching my energy. Like, I'm matching his energy at the pace that we're going at. However, like, so I was agreeable to him saying stuff like that. Like, oh, let's date on the outside. Let's see what happens, yada, yada, yada. But then then there'd be times when I think about it, I'd be like, oh, that's not why we're here.
Yeah.
Like, it's called Love Is Blind. We all know that we get married at the end. So why are we talking about dating?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's date like 4 people. Yeah. So was he yapping all the time or not? That's what I want to know. Was he a yapper or not?
No.
Okay.
Man,
interesting.
He is a man of very few words, but I think because like he kind of talks in circles. Like you can see that he's a yapper, but you also see that he's kind of not saying anything. I don't mean that to be rude. Like, he just like sometimes it's quite hard to get to the point.
Right. But he says it all with a big smile on his face, right?
So that's adorable.
That's nice.
That's nice. You know? He's got a nice smile.
Do you have hard feelings towards Javin? Like, I'm not getting like that you're like that angry about it currently, but maybe you are. I'm just saying that's.
Yeah, I go through different stages. To be fair, I think I can be too understanding sometimes. I think because we both went through the same drama, but then at the same time, I wanted it to stop. It felt like he wanted it to keep going. And he said to me once in the pods, in fact, I said to him in the pods, you know, if you mess up, or if you fuck around, like, sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We're spicy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Spicy. If you fuck around, like, that's on you. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Like, you're a grown man. Like, your behavior is your behavior, and I will look and I will listen, and then I will choose what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, because that's not my job. Your behavior is your job. So I said that in the pod, so he knew straight off the bat. That's what and do you know what's funny? I actually think that he thought I didn't have the balls to leave.
Yeah.
So I forgot what your question was. Oh, do I have any hard feelings? So yeah, so I'm quite understanding about, like, that we both kind of went through things. However, I can't pretend to be happy about the way that he behaved.
Yeah, no, certainly.
So, and sometimes I'm like, maybe it's because of this, maybe because of that, and it's like, no, you're a grown man. You did what you wanted. You did what you wanted to do. You're a smart man. You did what you wanted to do. And he said recently that in a podcast that he needs somebody to put him in his place. Yeah, when I stood up for himself, I know, don't. Yeah, when I stood up for myself, it was kind of like I then sometimes was left feeling like, oh, maybe it is me. Maybe I've done something wrong. Like, I'm quite a reflective person, so if we're going through something,
you should have put him in a timeout. You should have put him in a
he needed
timeout.
a stern mommy.
He must have not remembered that I was a nanny.
Yeah.
No breakfast for you. Go to your room. But no, it was just very much like I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, he's just doing his own thing, and I'm doing my own thing. I don't need to bark and bite to be heard.
Yeah.
Right.
So, in the pods, what first attracted you to Demla, and what first attracted you to Javin?
Demla is very sweet and very kind. He had a really good relationship with his grandmother, and I have a really good relationship with my grandmother. And it was really nice to hear him talk about his feelings, talk about what he wanted. Like, he was very forthcoming with his feelings, and then he's like, this is what I want. Like, and he was very kind to me, like, extremely kind. Like, he was like, you deserve to be loved, like, giving it all this, and it was beautiful. It was lovely. So that's what attracted me to Demola, and as his softness. And what attracted me to Javin, his confidence, slight arrogance. I enjoyed that. Shoot me. And his work ethic. Like, he's got his own business. He's built up his business. He's just bought his own property. So that was all really attractive to me. However, in hindsight, though, all those things were like about him and not about us, if that makes sense. Like, it would do nothing for us. Like, oh, it's great you've got a business and you've got your own house. So do I.
But, like, in retrospect, do you wish that you had picked Demla, or do you wish that you had just walked away from the experiment?
Yeah, in hindsight, I probably would have had a healthy. Look at my cat, just like.
I know, it's so cute.
She's watching.
Getting that camera time.
I would have had a healthier relationship with Demla for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I probably would have been better just leaving.
Yeah. Was there anybody else in the pods that you had a connection with?
There were a couple of guys I had connections with, but you kind of have to cut it down quite quickly. Like, Javin and Demola were my top, like, for a long time. I had good connections with the other guys, but sometimes it came down to, like, something as silly as, like, location. And I'd be like, if I didn't want to budge in location, then this is obviously I obviously don't like you that much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I was like, I find myself kind of like making excuses for why. I'm like, oh, you're really nice, but I just don't like the apples that you like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I mean, we did see distance being a problem with relationships on the show,
Yeah.
so that's it's a good reason.
And I also lived in Scotland, so, like, Demola and Javin. So Javin lives in Kent, and Demola lives in Essex, which is they're about 6 hours, like, far from me. And both men said that they would both come up, because they're both quite flexible with their work. And then when it came to it, like, at the end, it kind of was like that was not the case. Like
The
they
men
were,
always do this. The women are always willing to be flexible, and the men always
yeah.
they will
But
get
I
married and
wasn't.
they always pull the rug out. What?
Yeah, I was never like, yeah, I'll move down south because I don't want to live down south. Like
Yeah.
I was never like, yeah, I'll come. I never said that.
Just be honest. It's
Mm,
crazy. You trick people
mm-hmm.
into marrying you. Like,
Yeah, what was it? Cal had said to Sorover almost immediately after they got married that he was like, if you don't move down to Wigan, then I don't think this is going to work.
And this is the thing, like I get it, like it's really easy to get swept up in the experiment and be like, wee, like this is so fun, but actually, like knowing somebody for 6 weeks is not enough time.
no. So on the show, Demla seems to fall in love for you very quickly, and he writes you this poem that you say maybe it's too good to be true. How concerned were you that it was too good to be true?
Pretty concerned.
Yeah.
I think in the real world, if I was dating someone, listen, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna say, if I was dating someone and a couple of dates in they wrote me a poem, I would be like, huh.
Yeah.
However, retrospectively, well, not retrospectively, now knowing both boys from then till now, consistently, Demola is exactly who he said he was, and consistently, Javin is also exactly who he said he was.
Yeah.
So,
Do producers encourage people to write things ahead of time, to write their thoughts down, to say to each other in the pods? Because we see written statements and poems and songs like a lot on this show.
I think you're encouraged to have grand gestures,
Okay.
and I think that in the pods, sometimes grand gestures is all you kind of have to show. So I say I was concerned. Like obviously I looked at like, oh, that's really sweet and it was beautiful. Like it was lovely for him to do that. However, you kind of really need to think about, for me anyway, is this gonna last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is all this poems and flowers and grand gestures, like it's amazing, but am I going to go into a relationship thinking that's what I'm going to get all the time and then be disappointed? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, it was definitely something that I thought watching the show was, I thought the same thing was how could Demola have the inspiration to write a poem about you
Yeah.
so quickly? He barely knows you. Of course you're having these feelings. I know people on the internet were like, he's so sweet, you have to pick him. But I think it was reasonable to be suspicious, and I'm not just saying that,
Yeah, and he is so sweet. Like he's lovely. It was nothing about him. It was not like I was like, oh fuck that guy, like he's weird. Like it was never like that. It just, yeah. I needed to think kind of logically, I guess. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just too much too soon.
Well, at one point you say that Demla is like a little boy at Christmas and that you struggle with this level of adoration. Was it like the way he expressed his feelings was a turnoff? Like, oh, he reminds me of a little boy.
No, I mean I feel that was really poor wording from me. Like that's rude. Like
I'm imagining a little kid in his pajamas over there, jumping
It
up and
wouldn't be
down.
the first time that a Love Is Blind man was called a little boy on this show.
Yeah, that's grim. I regret that one.
During one of your dates with Javin in the pods, you ask him why he's playing it so cool. And he says, if I showed you all my cards, would it help you? And you just say, good point. Why wouldn't it have helped you for him to show all of his cards and like tell you how he's feeling?
I think that was cut, to be honest.
Yeah, as I was reading that question, I was like,
yeah,
I feel
it
like
doesn't sound
that doesn't make sense.
When I watched that, I feel like they're trying to make me look dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to make it look like, duh, he was the wrong pick. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't remember that conversation, but watching that clip, I'm like, that's not how that went down.
I feel like the situation with Javin, it played out a lot like it looked like he was negging you. And then the way
Mm,
with Demila was portrayed, it was kind of like he was love bombing you. Like it was kind
yeah.
of like the two sides of the coin.
And that's the problem that I'm finding is that people are like, my story is very much hell bent on I picked the wrong guy. There's a bad guy and there's a good guy, and it's obvious who I was supposed to go with. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's the problem that I'm having with the reception that I was getting online. Like I'm just like it just wasn't as black and white as that. Um, and the thing is as well, like reality TV is not a new thing. So I'm like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
I know
It's
we
almost
encounter this all the time, having to explain people to
Yeah.
people like what's happening.
it's almost like they wanted you to break up with Javin in Greece and then go back to a cafe and sit down with Damola and start something fresh.
When I was walking to so the whole Demila situation, because it was like there was so much noise around it, at the end of the day it was almost as like me and Jen didn't stand a chance because we couldn't have built something based off of the back of that that being so noisy. Do you know what I mean,
Yeah,
being
that
such a big event?
triangle. Yeah.
Yeah. And like obviously I hold my hands up to it. It was I guess it was my fault. Like I did switch pretty quickly and but it looks like I switched quickly, but it wasn't as quick as that. But it's just like the way that it's the dates are and the way that the days are and everything like that. Like if I had more time, if I had one more day, I think that I probably would have made a different decision. But it was all extremely, extremely overwhelming. Um, so yeah.
Well, what did you and Demila eat on the break in Seville date? What
Oh,
was it?
sorry.
Ham?
Sorry, that's what I was going to say about the break thing. So when I was walking to the bar to meet Demolos, and by the way, I had organized to meet him because I was like I felt like he needed an explanation of everything like that. So I'd asked production like, can I text him? Can you know? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. We'll sort something out. I didn't think there was going to be a whole big filmed meetup kind of thing. And when I was texting him, they made me text him at the table. By the way, that was
It was really
we were
awkward.
it was so awkward. We were in the middle of a date and I'm like, I'm not doing it now. They're like, no, you need to do it now. And I'm like, that's so fucking awkward. Like, are you joking? And me and Javin were actually in a really good place there. And I think that fucked us up, basically. Like it was another added string to the bow kind of thing. And then I met up with them and then it was fine. But on the way to the bar, production were like to me, so do you think your head's gonna turn? And I was like, you guys are messy. Like, stop.
Wow.
Like, I was like, there's no way that would be ridiculous of me to do that. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Even if I thought he was the hottest man on earth. I, I'm sorry, but what? And I think that's why I went in like flaming and I look like unbothered because I'm like, they want me to move over.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Now, on the show, it looked like Javen was taking credit for kind of pushing you to meet up with Demila. Is that not what happened? For the audio listeners, Katisha just rolled her eyes so far inside her head.
No, no. Like, I'm sick of this man squashing me. I'm 32 years old. I'm the oldest of 7 women. Do you think I'm fucking dumb? No, I'm not.
Um, uh, Javen seemed surprised that you didn't apologize to Demila when you didn't meet up. Now, with
Mhm.
this added context, did you do that to kind of like throw it in like production's face that you didn't apologize?
What I said was I didn't say the words I'm sorry. I did
Okay.
apologize, but I didn't say the words I'm sorry. I apologized for the way I handled things and you know, at the end of the day, right? Everyone's acting as if I've cheated. I haven't. So, do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was the way that it was portrayed. Like obviously the way that I handled it wasn't good. It was good, and I hold my hands up to that. Like I wish I handled it completely differently. I shouldn't have reassured him, and I shouldn't have said that. But I did, and I can't change it. And I tried to rectify it by meeting up with Zemala and, showing my empathy, showing my understanding, giving him his space to talk, trying to give him his closure. And it was like I couldn't do right from wrong.
Yeah. And by the way, Katisha, we're not saying you should have apologized. We're
No,
not
I know. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
know.
To
Yeah,
everybody
no.
listening, we're not a court
Yeah.
here. We were just wondering if you were throwing in production's face.
Yeah, no.
But also feel free to speak your piece. We're interested. So
yeah. Was I throwing it in their face? I guess.
Maybe I don't want to ask a leading question.
Yeah, I get. It's not. No, I don't. I don't think that's something I thought about, to be honest.
So more importantly, on this break-in Seville date in the pods.
Yes.
Was this ham? What were you guys eating?
Yeah, it was Spanish tapas. We had artichokes.
Nice.
What's it called? Like Sorrento ham.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Okay.
And like these kind of Spanish chips. But yeah, Demola had never ate any of it before.
No artichoke? Come on.
Nothing. He's a really, really picky eater, and he doesn't really stray far from whatever he likes. And yeah, it was quite funny actually.
Ben's like, me and this guy would get along. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you scratch that itch,
Yeah.
Matt? Finally get that question answered.
I needed to know because you guys like talked about it and then we didn't get even like a close up of the food. I needed to know.
Great date. We actually had another date where that was the same date. It was the same date where we did some Scottish country dancing, and I was like trying to teach him the steps to a Ceilidh dance. And I would love to see that footage because I would love to see what he was doing and what I was doing. So that it was a really fun day actually.
What is Scottish country dancing like? Is it like any other kind of dancing? I've never seen it before.
It's a dance that you do with a partner. Like it's hard to explain. It's quite traditional. It's traditional dancing. Like they don't do it everywhere. Like it's called a Ceilidh, where you would usually see this kind of dancing, and they sometimes have it at weddings, at New Year, or they just have Ceilidhs for celebrations. Yeah. You'd have to look it up. I'm not gonna.
All right, Ben, we'll have to learn.
We're gonna look this up. Yeah,
it's fun though.
Max and I are gonna learn it. We're gonna do a TikTok of us.
Yeah, we used to do it at school in high school. Like so for PE, like for the whole of December, everybody would do Scottish country dancing because we'd have a Ceilidh for the Christmas dance.
Oh,
it's very sweaty work. It's fun.
Meanwhile, we would do like the Cotton Eye Joe in gym class. So
yeah.
The Macarena.
The Macarena. Demola keeps telling you in the pods that he hasn't slept the night before. Did you notice this, and were you worried about his lack of sleep at all?
Yeah, was it affecting his decision making?
Yeah, I'd be worried about him.
Maybe. It's not really. It's funny when I watched that. Because obviously I don't see their interviews, right? So I don't see what they're saying in their interviews. So I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, this boy doesn't sleep. And actually, knowing him now, he doesn't actually sleep that much. And also, Javin is never in bed by 10. Just saying.
Oh. Ooh.
Well, he was up pretty late the night of that mixer that you guys had. So, yeah.
Yeah, that did stand out to me.
It's like, this must have been past 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was.
So when you tell Demola that your decision has been made and that you can see yourself falling in love with him, did you immediately regret it? Like your face did not look very enthusiastic.
Did I immediately regret it? It was very difficult because I did feel that way. Like I wasn't lying.
Mm-hmm.
However, should I have said it at that stage? Probably not, because I was very torn. Yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't have said it at that stage because I still was very torn. And as you can see, I was kind of waiting for the reassurance from Javin, but then looking back, I'm like, in the real world, I would not be waiting for reassurance from a man. I'm like, what are you fucking waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
What are you actually waiting for? Like, he's told you everything you need to know. So yeah, I shouldn't have said it because I knew that I was unsure about my connection with Javin. However, if I was sure about it, then yeah, 100%. Then I would have went a different way.
Yeah, you just looked like you had like a gun to your head a little bit when you were saying
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then so with Javen, when he like says he's just gonna hang out and have a drink, you were when he said he was gonna stay.
Yeah.
What was it about that moment that made you stay in the room?
What was it about that moment that made me stay? Uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I wanted to give him the room to kind of say whatever he needed to say. Like, I felt like it wasn't done. Like, him saying, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna sit here," and I'm like, why? So curiosity. Actually, I would say
Yeah.
curiosity, not uncertainty. Curiosity, because I was waiting for that, for him to be like something.
Yeah.
And then when I watch it, I'm like, what the fuck are you waiting for? Get up, go, like, move it. Like,
What
When
did you think? What did you think of his reaction when he realized that it was him and he went back to the men's quarters and he was so surprised that it was him? He was like, I can't believe she chose me."
what
What
did
did
I
you?
think? Like, watching
Yeah, like
it on the
watching it.
edit,
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Hmm.
I'm like, raise your hands and scream and holler. I'm a princess.
you didn't do that though. You said keep it. You said keep it
That
quiet. We have to
is
be
true. That
respectful.
is true. But because I was being respectful. However, you can't tell me Javin was being respectful.
Yeah,
But
no, he
she's
was
a
on.
princess, Max. Are they princes? I don't know.
No, he came in and he was like, "Women don't know what they want." I tell you, or
Yeah, he
something
was like,
really
"Well,
bad.
she chose me, so
Yeah.
like, yeah."
So when Demla joins you in the pod for your final date, he says it's a shock and that you blindsided him. But
Mm.
from the TV edit we saw, Javin had been like coming back from another date with you, and
Mm.
so you had clearly you had clearly gone back on your decision already. It so it shouldn't have been a total blindside, right? Like he should have had some idea.
I think they actually kept them separate.
Oh, really?
Really?
So he had no
Yeah,
Oh,
idea.
yeah, which was naughty.
ouch.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. This is something we were curious about because they
yeah,
edited it to make it seem like they like were
mm,
seeing each other.
yeah.
Okay,
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
that would make more sense.
Oh, sorry. No, I seen Demila first.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
So they just rearranged the order then.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You saw Demla first, but like in the edit, we saw like Demla see Javin come back from the date where you try to break up with him, but then he stays to like have his drink and he comes
Oh,
back looking
got you.
happy.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Interesting.
So we've been thinking, wouldn't like, of course, Demo's going to be like somewhat blindsided, but he wouldn't have
Yeah.
been totally shocked.
Yeah, I guess he had it. I guess he had confidence in what I said.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
Javin's coming back
Don't blame
looking
him.
very happy, so
Don't
he
blame
maybe he
him.
thought you were just
Yeah.
fucking with Javin for fun,
I
pulling a
should have.
prank.
I should have.
Yeah.
The amount of times he did that to me. Like
What was Cyprus like overall for you guys?
so this is where I get pissed, right? Because I had a great time in Cyprus. It was so fun, and they didn't show any of it. They
What
didn't
was fun
show.
about it?
Me and Javin had a great time. I feel like that's where we connected the most. It was still kind of the Demila thing was kind of still hanging over us, but I felt like we were a team, like because we had each other's backs, because everyone was kind of questioning us. Like, people were saying, you guys are the weakest couple, yada yada yada, which is really horrible. Um, And yeah, like we were ready to kind of take on this new stage. It was like a new chapter. I felt really connected to him. Like I felt like we were a team. And then we had like good dates. They didn't show any of this. And then we were on the flight home and he did not speak a word to me.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It was
That's
so
weird energy.
weird. It was so weird. And I remember sitting next to him and being like it was so like I was trying to make conversation, but it was really awkward. Like I don't know if he was just kind of like thinking about things, so I just kind of gave it the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, this has been a lot. It was like pods to Cyprus to like that's a lot, right? Because literally like you leave the pods, you stay somewhere for a couple of days, and then you just go straight to Cyprus, and then you're just kind of put in a hotel room with this person that you've never met before.
Mhm.
So that's intense. So I thought, okay, maybe he's just like processing. So that's fine. Not everyone was sitting next to their partner. I was sitting next to Jed. So it was like Jed, me, Javin. Can't remember where Barda was. Cal and Sarova were sitting next to each other. I can't remember if Megan and Kieran were. I think potentially. But yeah, it was just really odd. And like I remember on the last day we were very disconnected. Like I'd be like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And yeah, I just kept asking him if he was okay, everything because he had like odd energy. And then yeah, he didn't speak to me on the flight. It was really awkward. Like I would like he'd said like a few words, but it wasn't like how we'd conversed before. And obviously, based, you only have good communication in the pods. You just think that you're going to carry that communication throughout. Um, and that just wasn't always the case.
Yeah. Do you know why that switch? Did you ever figure out why that switch up happened, or did you ever develop a kind of theory, like why the last day things kind of switched for him?
No, I just think he just didn't want to be there.
Well, something that stood out to me was when Emma and Matt show up and they say, "Are you feeling pressured about getting married?" You and Javin say, like, "No, because we're fine just dating at the end of this
Yeah.
experiment," which made us kind of theorize that maybe you guys aren't doing that well because
Mhm.
you're not really putting marriage in the thought right then. But now you're saying that things were going well. So,
I
it's
thought they were.
no, I believe you. I mean, it's an
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it was one of those things where because I was happy with the speed that we were going out as a couple, I was agreeable to him being like, yeah, well, if it doesn't work, like we'll date afterwards. But like I didn't really think about, yeah, no, we actually are getting married at the end, like, we're supposed to anyway. But there was, I guess because there was no pressure from each of us, like we both kind of had an agreement with each other that we're like, if we're not into this, like, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
we will see how it goes. Like there's no pressure to get married. Like that's fine. Like we don't have to get married in the show. We can do it at our own pace. And we actually used to get in trouble for saying that quite a lot but to me, that's a logical thing to say.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we've
but
not
it's
known each other that long.
it's not a TV show for logical people. That's the problem.
Well, I'm starting to see
Yeah.
that.
It's a very expedited process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think about when Cal confronts you at the mixer for not picking Demla?
Yeah. Honestly, it was like, it was just annoying. I was just like,
Yeah.
piss off. Like, I'm sorry, but at the stage that we're at, you should have been over this by now. Like, why are you asking me this? Like, I, I don't even know you. We've just met. And here you are, like, well, why did you not pick Demo? And I'm like, bro, can you not see I'm in a relationship? Like, however, it's very kind of him to have Demla's back, and I totally get that. But I just think the way that he came for me in that instance was a bit like, whoa.
It was intense. It was weird.
Yeah. It was intense when I was there, and I was like, are you happy like with that? Or do you want me to get the jury in? Or
Had you talked to him in the pods, like at
Cal?
all? Cal?
Cal.
Cal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of dates with Cal. it wasn't really what I was looking for. He's a nice guy. I actually really like Cal. I mean, obviously, I wish he didn't marry Sarova because that was fucked. But as a person, I like him. Yeah, but he just wasn't for me
Yeah.
or Sarova.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what would you say your percentage confidence did you have that you and Javin would get married when you were leaving Cyprus?
Ooh.
Okay, let's say now we know about this plane ride. Let's say pre-plane ride.
Okay. The confidence about marriage. I feel like at that stage in Cyprus, I was still very much getting to know him. I was very aware that we had just met. It was I guess you could say it was a honeymoon stage. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're on holiday, everything's beautiful, everything's amazing. Now I was very aware that I'd lived by myself for 5 years. And I was very aware that I haven't lived with a partner or anyone else like in a very long time. So I knew that the next stage was going to be challenging. So I was just kind of like taking each stage at a time. So I would say, yeah, we were in a good place. Like I was happy to be around him. Like I enjoyed his energy. I enjoyed our conversations. Um, but I was just aware that there were next stages. So I probably wouldn't be able to put a percentage on it, to be honest.
Come on, give us a number. Let's have fun. What does your gut tell
Uh,
you? What does your spleen tell you?
what was my fleet? I'm learning to listen to that. I like 30%.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
all
All
right.
right. Then after you go on the plane, what does it drop down to,
I was like, uh,
or does it go up?
no, it goes down because I was like, what have I done? I was like, what is happening? Um, I was nervous on the plane. I really was. Um, I would say probably went down to about 20. And
Okay.
then we
Mm.
stayed in a hotel. And we had a really good night. We went out for dinner with like the crew and everything. Like before we went to the apartments, went out with the crew, and then I felt connected to him again. So he was like he blew hot and cold quite a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and that was confusing in itself. So we had a really good night. So then I guess it upped again, back up to 30-ish, and then we had an argument. And we went back down.
Wow, you guys were
Yeah,
really hot and cold from stuff that we
yeah,
didn't see.
yeah.
When you were on the plane ride back, was Ashley continually like standing up and going back to the cart and like trying to push it
I
behind while
actually
and
didn't see Ashley
the
on the
other
flight.
flight attendants were like, "No, don't
Sit
take a break,
down.
don't do it. You're a
I
passenger
don't
this time."
I don't remember seeing Ashley on the flight, to be honest.
She was
Okay.
attending to first class, so.
Yeah, probably. I was too busy trying to think of conversation points.
uh, looking. No. Here we go. What is a bigger red flag? Javen's daily routine or his blanket?
This, I wish the listeners could see her face right now. This is
What do you guys think?
What do we think? Well, I think the blanket is more honest. I think his
Yeah.
daily routine is a lie. So I guess the routine.
This is the
yes.
thing. Like, what I didn't understand about the daily routine conversation was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, am I here or am I talking to you as your fiance or an interviewer? Like I'm like I didn't really get that conversation at all. And that was, to be honest, we had a lot of conversations like that where we would talk about the future and he would talk a lot about himself. Like he would be like, I would do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'd be like, what?
Never imagining a scenario where you two are living
Yeah.
together and
No, and it was
coexisting.
really
Yeah.
odd because I felt like I was talking to him as a completely different person. I'm like, do you not see me? Like it was so bizarre and it was yeah, yeah, it wasn't a nice place to be.
Hmm.
So let's get to the big party where everything goes down. So
Mm,
the first thing that we see is that Anu and Javin start talking, and you say that you're not bothered. Uh,
mm.
they were talking about how they should have dated more, but and you most likely could not have heard that at
No, I didn't know.
the time. Were you truly not bothered at the time?
At the time, I think I was kind of a bit like, well, this is the first time that he's seeing some of the pod girls, so it's. I think I had a opinion of what Javen's lifestyle in the club was like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, so was I bothered? I was bothered to a certain extent. However, what I wasn't bothered by was I knew that his behavior was going to show me who he was.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. So again, it
Yeah.
came to that accountability thing. I'm like, okay, if that's how you're going to behave,
Good to know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah. But I couldn't actually. Um, I didn't see the only thing I seen was him laughing with Sophie. But I didn't. I honestly didn't see any of the rest of the stuff. Like, and by the time it got to the stage where he was like kiki with Sophie at the bar, I was really drunk, and I was like, yeah, it was weird.
With Sophie, how big of a deal was that at the time to everybody who was there?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Because, well, to me, because I didn't see it. Like, I heard him. I heard him laughing, and I remember being like, what's so fucking funny, bro? Uh, um, but I didn't like see it. And because I just had an argument with, sorry, I didn't have an argument. Annie was arguing with me over something that had happened. And I was quite drunk at this point. I was very tired. Like we've been filming since like for 12 hours, and I was just like, I am so done. Like I'm over this. And then I went over to Javin. He was with Sophie, and I was like, oh, I'm ready to go home. Like let's just go. Like I'm over this. Like let's leave. And I'd said, oh, somebody asked me something, and I just said, well, if he's available, take him. And then Javin laughed. Like, and I remember thinking, what's funny?
Yeah.
Like, why is that funny? And then we left. Yeah, so it wasn't
Mm.
honestly, it wasn't something that like was a big deal. Like not ever well, to what I seen, it's not like people like, oh my god, like Japan and Sophie are speaking, because I didn't see it. I was just like, I went over, I was like, let's go, and he's like, okay, and then it was closing down anyway, so we were like, let's go. And then when we got home, they then filmed us there. And I think so much happened in the mixer that I was upset by all of it. I couldn't really comprehend what it was that I was upset about solely. And then obviously on top of that, he then goes out, and I'm like, "We're going to Scotland tomorrow. Are you dumb?"
Did anything else happen at the mixer that we didn't see that you found upsetting?
Mm, I spoke to Yolanda for a little bit, and she was like asking me questions about like my relationship and things like that. And in hindsight, I look at it and I'm like, okay, the girlies were just, I guess, warning me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe they could see something that I couldn't see, or maybe like they were seeing that he was unserious or something like that. But at
Mm.
this stage, we were like halfway through apartments. We've been to Cyprus, and I didn't feel like they knew him like I did. Like,
Yeah.
do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, he's my partner. Like, I was gonna stick by him. I was gonna be loyal towards him. And then obviously what I've seen is that that's not the case on his side.
Yeah. Anu made a TikTok recently, and somebody commented and asked her, why didn't you tell Katisha how her man was acting? And Anu responded, oh my gosh, we all did. She just refused to see it, with a bunch of laughing emojis. What do you think of her assessment? Ooh, eye rolling's back.
um, what do I think about her assessment? I cannot obviously pretend to be happy about her behavior that I witnessed. Um, because that's not warning. That's that is contributing to the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
um
Yep.
so yeah, that's all I have to say
So
about
she
that.
didn't like come up. So did she ever come up to you and warn you and be like,
At the
Javin is,
mixer,
or ever? Did she ever say anything to you about Javin?
uh, afterwards, yeah, afterwards, yeah, we had a we celebrated
He's
Javin's
bad news.
birthday.
I flirted with him. So what?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what he's like because I know. Yeah, and yeah, we were in London one night, and so just to say, after me and Anu had this kind of argument thing, like we just kind of put it to bed. We were like, right, we've both obviously just thought it was like agree to disagree. Like you interpret it this way, I interpret it this way. We're like cool, yeah, like we're cool, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it was put to bed. That was fine. There was nothing after that at all. And I liked Anu. Like we got along in the pods. Like we chatted in the pods. We shared a Spotify. Like we weren't like really close, but we talked. And yeah, so after it, we were in London, and I pulled her and I was like, hey, like, by the way, like, I just wanted to kind of like squash whatever it is that's going on between us. And we talked about it, and she was like, yeah, like, Javin, like, I was, if it's not Javin, like, there'll be someone else, yada, 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 all this kind of stuff. And, oh, he said this and he said that. And if you were my sister, I would tell you to stay away from him, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, thank you. And then that was it. And then, yeah, not really much else to say about that. Yeah.
So you guys are cool now, you and Anu?
I'm unsure
Okay.
where we're at, to be honest.
Are you team Anu or team Patrick?
Or Team Spleen.
You are team Spleen.
I'm team Spleen.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you get back to the apartment. What happened in the hour between the mixer and the filming of you and Javin in the apartment that night?
It wasn't an hour. It was like let's go. Like as soon as the mixer finished, our apartments were like quite close to where the mixer
Okay.
was held. So I'm pretty sure we just walked home. And then yeah, they filmed us straight away.
And he just ignores that you're upset. And were you really just upset primarily that you were going to Scotland the next day, or was it just everything that had happened?
So, and when you see us sitting at the table, then I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm upset about everything that's happened at the mixer. I just want to go to bed. Like, I'm seeing my family tomorrow, which is very important to me, not just because they're my family, but because I've been away from them for so long, and I needed almost like a validation from them or confirmation from them that I like how I was moving, if that makes sense. Like your friends and family know you best, right? So I felt like I needed to see them and be in their presence so I could be like, you need to give it to me straight. Like, look at what's happening. I'm gonna tell you what's happening, and I need you to tell me what's happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah, I really, really needed that. I'd been by myself for so long, and I was dealing with this all by myself. Like I felt like production was against me. I felt my castmates were against me. I felt like Javin was against me. Not like I'm saying that like really pedantically, but like that's just how I felt. I felt like I was by myself. I needed the support from my friends and family. So that's why it was so important to me. So yeah, I just wanted to go to bed. I just want to wake up fresh. I was just over filming. Like even the fact that they were back at our apartment, we were the only people that filmed at that stage. And I was like, I'm done. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. And we're sitting at the table, and he's like, oh, I had this conversation with such and such, and it was interesting. And I was like, what was interesting about it? And he was like, it was just interesting. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. Uh, so I just, oh, my laptop's going to die. Sorry.
Save the laptop. Save
Come on.
it.
I know I'm on 1%, and I'm like, no, come on.
No.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no.
No, we were
We
just
lost her.
we were just about to know if she thinks that the curtain is relevant or not. We'll never know.
No.
Well, in the meantime, Ben, do you ever write any Matrix fan fiction?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing some like Matrix Hunger Games crossover. Like, what if they
That's
did
pretty
Hunger
cool.
Games in the Matrix?
Oh, here's Katisha. She's
Yeah,
back.
it died. So I'm on my phone.
Hey, welcome
Good
back.
thinking. That was
Hey,
great.
sorry.
So, you wake up in the morning.
Yeah,
Is Javin there?
feeling like P. Diddy.
Feel
What?
like P. Diddy, yes. Uh-oh.
Hopefully not.
Oh.
No. Oh.
Maybe.
I doesn't have the same anymore.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm
We
gonna
don't
have to put my
want
headphones
that
on.
one
I'm just
anymore,
gonna hear you guys.
Katisha.
One sec.
Everyone gets spicy on this podcast.
We love a good P. Diddy reference.
Yeah.
On this show. What is this? The Chris Gethard show, right?
Oh,
Okay.
well,
Katisha's got some headphones going here.
on. Oh, she hit her elbow.
Oh,
no.
no.
I'm sore.
Do you have any
Oh,
boink
no.
sound effects, Max?
Why can I not hear this in my headphones?
You can't hear us?
Hello.
I really want to marry you.
Do you hear that? Can you hear?
I guess it didn't work, but
Can you hear us?
Hello.
yeah, I can hear you, but not out of my headphones. Weirdly.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh
Well,
well,
we're not getting any echo or anything like that.
that's
so.
fine. So I wake up in the morning. Yes.
Did you make this sound?
When you hit
What?
your elbow just now?
Oh yeah, that was sore.
That's the
We
sound
were
you
trying
made.
to find good sound effects for your.
That's the
for
sound that
boink
you made when Javin proposed to you, by the way.
I really want to marry you.
Guys.
Bad omen.
Yeah.
We're
Interesting.
We're off the rails here.
Okay, so you wake up. You wake up in the morning. Is
Yeah.
Javin in? Is he in bed with you? Is he on the couch? What's going on?
He is in bed. Yes, he's in bed with me. I get
You
up.
should have slept
I
on the
go.
floor.
Hmm?
You should have slept on the floor. I was saying.
He should have. I go and get coffee. I just kind of do my thing. I actually want to get out of the house because I'm kind of pissed. So I'm like, let me just go and take a breather. Phone a friend. So I phoned my friend and I was like, and they were just like, give him the benefit of the doubt, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. And they were like, just speak to him. And I was like, okay, cool, I will. And then when I get back, is he there? I don't think he's there when I get back. He goes to the gym. And then I'm pissed because I'm like, I feel like you're just going to the gym to prove a point. Like that you're not tired. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like so dumb. Like but whatever. And then he's like, do I look tired? And I'm like, a little bit. And I just felt like he was kind of concentrating on the wrong things. He wasn't hearing me, what I was saying. I was like, this is important to me. Like, I was upset. And he's saying, oh, well, I wish you would have told me I was upset. And okay, granted, I did say to him, I was like, I'm just tired. Just go out. However, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What did he tell you about the previous night?
He just said that he went out and it was like whoever was there. And then he said something about Sophie and he was like, oh, Sophie's really immature. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, oh, she's just immature. And I was like, okay. Like, I never really thought of it. And to be honest, I was just over talking about it. I was just like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
you've done it now. I'm pissed. You're not hearing it from my point of view. I just want to get to Scotland.
Do you think anything physical happened between Javin and Sophie in that photo booth?
I would like to think that Javin's not that dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Considering where he was, who was there and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say I don't think he's that dumb.
Do you think it's relevant if the photo booth had a curtain or not?
The big question.
No.
Okay.
It's not relevant. Like, I think it's relevant for the fact that you don't want to be called a liar. I get that. Like, if you say there was no curtain and there's no curtain, like, okay, fair enough. However, it's not relevant in the fact that you shouldn't have been in a enclosed space with another female that you're attracted to, that you're flirting with all night.
Yeah, why couldn't they just go outside? That's something I thought about.
Well, his argument was if I'd went outside, they would have said something anyway. And it's like, or just don't speak to her.
I think outside is way better than photo booth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. They might as well have just went in a toilet cubicle, to be honest.
Yeah.
Did they take any photos? Do you have any photo evidence?
No.
There's no.
I asked, but no photos.
Yeah.
Would have been helpful evidence. Really would have.
Yeah. So that's what I said to Megan. I was like, were they taking photos? And she's like, no. I'm like, fuck.
Megan told you that after he was done with Sophie, Javin moved on to Yolandi and Anu. Do you think his game? What do you think his game was here? If he was up to no good, was he arguing with all of them? Was he flirting with all of them?
I don't know. They all say that. I guess because they're all black, like they they're more drawn to each other. Like, and this is what they. Sorry, I don't mean that to be racist. What I mean is they all say that. They're like, oh yeah, cool. Well, we're the black people of the community, so obviously we're going to be drawn to each other, and like we're going to hang out with each other. So, and it wasn't just Yolanda, Anu. It was like Yolanda, Anu, Demola, Patrick, all them. Yeah, I can't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know.
But they didn't say that they were flirting with him when you spoke with them at
I don't think I asked, actually.
Oh, okay. When you get back, when Javin comes back to the apartment and you tell him you're going home, he never takes his AirPods out. What did you think about this?
I don't remember noticing it, actually. Maybe I did. I can't remember. But when I seen it on the edit, I was like, this guy, man, like.
Is this something he did a lot, leaving them in?
I don't think it's something I noticed.
So many other things to notice.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to notice.
I just want to know what he was listening to,
Yeah.
He listened to a lot of podcasts.
Hear our voices coming out of his ears?
Did he listen
Maybe he's listening to podcasts on how to wind women up.
Did he listen to like Business Bro podcasts? That seems like it would be.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the gym, which seems on brand based on what we've been talking about. So, when you leave the experiment, you say you never want to speak to Javin again. Did you speak to him between the show and the reunion? I forget.
Hey, listen, I said what I said. Yeah, of course. Like, I still wanted to be kind of, when I left, again, like I've said this before, when we had kind of communication issues and we would talk about things, or I'd be like, oh, I did this because I felt like this, and kind of had to explain to him. A lot of the times the conversation would kind of go where I would feel like I was doing something wrong, or there was something wrong with me, or the way that I was acting was, I was overthinking it, or like that kind of way. So when I left, I was like, oh shit, maybe I've what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe I've overthought this, or no, that's not the word I'm looking for. Overreacted. Maybe I've overreacted. So I was like, okay, maybe I've overreacted. Maybe I should hear him out. Blah blah blah. But So then I messaged him and I wanted to be curious and I wanted answers. Like I wanted closure. Like I wanted answers. I didn't want to just be like, yeah, fuck you. Like at the end of the day, we went through this experience together and I want to know like what's the dealio? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it sounds like a common element of your relationship with Javin is you continually trying to get just like anything out of him at all.
Yeah.
And I just like, do you feel like you were chasing something you were never going to get with him in terms of, you know, like even just closure? Like, do you feel like you were just that wasn't ever going to happen for you?
Yeah, 100%. Like I would go in like feeling hopeful and optimistic, but I'm not really sure. I was gonna say I'm not really sure why, but I do know why because he blew hot and cold quite often.
Right.
Like I would say to him like, you know, what are you doing here? Like I feel like you don't want to be here, and he'd be like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be. And I'm like, that's probably the worst thing you could ever say. And I would say like, you know, I'd be like, I miss you, and he'd be like, well, I'm right here, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, Max, you're muted.
A lot of I and no you coming out.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. That was a lot of it, and then we actually had an argument. Not an argument. We hadn't really discussed fully like the night out thing. So basically, in the morning we had that conversation. It was on camera. I didn't feel comfortable, kind of like, hey. Sorry, just catch my bed. I didn't feel comfortable expressing how I felt, but more so because it kind of seemed like I was like telling him what to do. Like if I had said to him, I don't want you to go out, then he would have been like, you fucking don't know what to do. Like, do you know what I mean? So I was kind of in a rock and a hard place. So I was like, I don't really know how to play this, but at the same time, I'm like, you do what you want to do. I kind of wish you didn't do that, but now you don't really want to talk about it because you want to blame it on my past or yada, yada, yada. So I didn't want to have this conversation on camera. I wanted to talk about it. And then we filmed and then we got straight on the train, but we were on train with production. So it was like me, him, and then two of the production teams. We couldn't speak about it then. Then he fell asleep. So I was like, not tired, huh? And then we got to the location where we were going to meet my family, and we're sitting in the holding room, and I'm like, I feel really shit that we're not good, and we're going to meet my mom, and now I have to pretend that we're good. Like, this is embarrassing. And he's like, well, we're not going to figure it out now, so we'll just get this over with. And I'm like,
oh no.
And I didn't feel good. Like, I didn't feel good. But then I met my family, and they were so beautiful and lovely, and I loved them so much, and they just welcomed him in, and it was just. And then my stepdad was like, you know, he seems like a really good guy, and I'm like, yeah, he is a good guy. And I'm thinking this, and I'm feeling all the feels, and then on the taxi home, I'm like, oh, he's so great. Like, my family love him, and this is great. And then we're good. And then the next day it's a little bit awkward, and then but then it's fine. And he's in my house, like he comes here and it's great, and I'm loving him in my space, and I'm like, this is so good. Like, it feels so weird, but it's cool. And like, I never have boys here. Like, this is a boy-free zone. Like, even you guys, like, you're lucky to be here.
Honor.
Yeah, so this is big for me. Like, I've been single for 6 years. I'm like, this is huge. Like, I love that you're here, and I'm sharing my town, my family. Like, I'm sharing this all with you, and it's really good. And then I feel good. We had this conversation on camera, and they didn't show it, but it was actually really lovely. And then we meet my best friend. We have a really good conversation. And then my friend's like, look, you do not seem like yourself. I see through all this bullshit. Are you really going to marry this guy?
Whoa.
Like, you need to, like, have a fucking think for yourself. Like, not that rudely, but she was like, she's my best friend, and she was like, look,
no, that's good.
Be fucking serious. Like, come on. Like, have you told each other you love each other yet? And I'm like, no. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, that's not normal. Like, I know you. And I'm like, you're right. I'm like, damn. So then I have this whole like
I wish your best friend was on camera, that we had gotten all this on camera.
Yeah,
Great.
me too. I wish they showed it, but they didn't show it. And she was really worried because she was like, I come across so rude. And I'm like, no, you're giving it to me straight. Like, you're being like, yeah, come on, like, get with reality. This is marriage. Like, don't fuck around. And I'm like, shit, you're right. But like, I needed that conversation. And that's what gave me more strength, like towards the end, because I was like, yeah, nah, this is marriage. Like, there's no messing around here. We have not resolved this situation that we've just been in. It's not good. But then, fucking lo and behold, guess what happened? We had a great taxi ride home. We're all like cutesy, and I'm like, this is so nice. And I've forgotten about everything that's happened. I've forgotten about the argument. I've forgotten about the mixer. I've forgotten about everything. And then we get back to Manchester. Everything's good. We go to the Cube, like this interactive thing. It's great. We're having a really great date with Cal and Sarova. It's amazing. Having a really good time. I get a text from Megan. She's like, hey, we're going to be filming later. And I'm like, oh, cool. Not seen you in ages. Wonder what that's about. And she's like, and she texts, this is the one thing that as well is not shown. She texts me saying, oh, it's nothing to worry about. Like, it's just a catch up. And I'm like, love that. Can't wait to see you. And I'm like, I'm literally, you see it. I'm like skipping. I'm like, wee, like, can't wait to see Meg. And I get to the door and I'm like, hey, babe, wow, it's so good to see you. Then we're sitting on the couch and then she drops that massive bomb. And I've just had like a really good couple of days. And I'm thinking, yeah, we're in a really good place, yada, yada, yada. And then she says that. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
And then
blindsided.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then I just come like completely back to reality again. And I'm like, fuck this. That's not how I want my partner to be acting around other women, talking about me. Like, who do you think you are? Henry the fucking eighth? Like, no. I'm like, it's not happening. So I'm just like, and then again, so they follow me. So I leave Megan's apartment. They follow me to my apartment, which was awful. And then I kind of start packing and I'm being a bit erratic. I'm like, well, no, I'm not. I'm just packing. I'm packing. And he comes downstairs. He's like, what's going on? And again, he's surprised, right? Because again, we're kind of in a good place. We've just had this great day. We're in a good place. We're kind of on the right track. I'm packing and he's like, what's going on? And I really don't want to have like a big blow up. And because of our conversations that we've had before, I don't want him to, embarrass me is not the right word. I don't want him to turn it around on me. I was like, not this time, buddy. Like, no, it's not happening. So I'm just like, I'm very calm, I'm very quiet. I'm just very much like, why do you not tell me about this? And then like things started to get a little bit heated and I'm like, I'm just going to have a time out. And I end up leaving I'm packing my big case, but I end up leaving it. And then I pack a smaller case. Like, so I'm just like, right, I just need a day away. Like, I just need a night away from this. I need to think. And then he says something like, well, if you want to know the real truth, I'll be upstairs. You can come and get me. And I was like, nah. I was like, nope.
It's not helping your case.
Yeah. So then I leave. And then I'm speaking to like whoever, like production or whatever. And then I'm on the phone with my friends and I'm like, he did this, like, yeah. And they're like, do you believe him? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. And then I don't hear from him. Like at this point, obviously we have our phones. Like he has my number. So he could text, we could talk about it off camera because this was all on camera. So we could have talked about it off camera. I can't remember what time it was. So we could have just had a discussion about it. But I guess we were both being quite stubborn. Like I was waiting for him to contact me and he was waiting for me to contact him. So we just didn't contact each other. So I was just like, oh, well, that kind of tells me everything I need to know. So peace.
Yeah.
Because again, it's marriage. Like I needed to think about it as like, is this man showing signs that I can trust him as a husband? No.
Going back to Megan and the way that she texted you, was she like very like playing production side? Do you feel like usually like that just seems like she was really setting you up there?
Yeah, so it felt like that after, and there was a point where I was like, I was upset with Megan. Like because she's got my number. I was like, and anytime that anything happens and we're going to be filming with someone, we'll text and be like, oh hey, like just heads up, like we're going to be filmed this afternoon and we'll probably be talking about this. Where she didn't say that. And I was a bit upset with Megan because I did feel blindsided. Like I was a bit like, why did you do that? Like you could have been like, oh, just heads up. And her argument was that she was just concentrating on her relationship, which is fair. Like she had family meets. She was, Karen and Megan really did keep themselves to themselves throughout the whole process, and that's probably why. But then I was trying to do that too. We were trying to do that, but the drama was like just coming onto us constantly.
Which is weird because production clearly would want a conversation like that on camera, whereas you would maybe want to have that conversation privately with Megan.
Yeah.
So it's
or a heads up about like, it's not good.
Least. Yeah.
Yeah. I was told that, she was quite upset about it, and they had like made her not saying anything because they wanted to kind of put it into a storyline. However, for me, it's just like, you could have just given me a heads up.
Yeah, because she was also on, like, at first she wasn't even saying that he was talking to Sophie on camera. Like, she was kind of like breadcrumbing it to the audience too. It just felt like very into production's hand from an expert viewer's perspective. So
and obviously the way that the way that she said it was, she was implying that he was acting up, but like, I guess she was just saying what she's seen, but it was also the kind of what she was implying as well, which I feel like Javin was quite upset about, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm. So how was the reunion for you?
Awful.
Yeah, you didn't seem happy.
No.
There. Why was it so terrible?
Well, have you ever been on a stage where both your exes are in the room? It's a live audience, and you're the last one to speak after everything that went down.
I'm trying to remember if I've been in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
I guess I was really overwhelmed. I was really anxious. I was over it, very, very much over it. Like, I feel like a lot of people wanted me to stand up for myself, like as if I had, like, a year's passed. Like, you really think I haven't given this man a piece of my mind? Of course I have. And I was just over it. Like, I am not here to teach grown men how to act. So for me, it was just kind of like, I needed to get this over with. And also, Javin and I hadn't had a conversation where we had kind of talked about the whole thing. Like, I had spent there's a lot of times where I'd ask Javin, do you want to kind of talk about this? Like, talk about what happened? Like, even just to be like, that was crazy, huh? Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was going through different stages where when I first left, it was like the worst thing that has ever happened to me. And then I was like, okay, I guess it was a TV show. And then I'm like, everything that kind of happened was kind of fucked. Like, that was weird. But I was doing it all alone. So he would not, like, I would message him and be like, oh, he was ignoring me, but he would just completely ignore the situation. And I'd be like, oh, what did you think about this? And he'd be like, oh, I don't really think about it, to be honest. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you didn't think about me. You didn't think about us. You didn't take it seriously. Like, that's what I really struggled with. So then we didn't have that conversation. Like, he was really dismissive of it all. Like, he was really just, I guess, over it or whatever. And then on the day of and then obviously I've then now heard all these other things that, like, he's been, like, not talking badly behind my back, but kind of alluding to the fact that he had me on a string, kind of thing, which was gross, to be honest, and which is also not true. So I don't really understand why he would say that, but whatever. But again, I didn't want it. I wanted to take it with a pinch of salt, because I had already listened to what other people had said about him. So I would just be like, okay, that's kind of gross, but
This was before the reunion. He was saying that.
this is before the reunion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then when we're at the reunion, I haven't spoke to him in months because no, I would say I hadn't spoken to him in a few weeks because I was kind of like, he wanted to just dance around on the carpet that he'd swept everything under. And I just didn't want to do that. Like, I was like, nah, you're not going to do this to me and then just act like everything's hunky-dory. Like, no, that's not happening. So then we were sitting on the couch. I felt really uncomfortable because I'm like, stop talking to me. Like, we're not chill, cool pals. Like, you've had 8 months to kind of wrap this up and just kind of put a little bow on it and have empathy and all the other nice words for what we've been through, but you haven't. And then now you want to sit on the couch and you want me to protect you and you want me to sit beside you and be like, don't worry. Don't worry about the curtain. Like, yeah. So I felt really uncomfortable. And obviously his parents were in the audience. My parents were in the audience. Everybody's reacting to everything that's going on. Obviously the girls, they were really upset and the way that everything that went down with them. And I was just like, I didn't really have anything to say.
Yeah. What did your parents think about being there?
Do you know what? I actually haven't spoke to my mom about it.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I was so upset and the way I was so overwhelmed, I don't want... It's almost like I didn't want her to see it, even though I know she'd seen it, but it's like, I don't want her to tell me how she felt about it, because I know that she's not going to feel good about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, because obviously she couldn't do anything. I'm on the stage and I'm like squirming and uncomfortable and there's nothing she could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough.
Yeah.
So we're actually interviewing Javin in about 20 minutes. Do you have any...
You're lying.
No.
No? Do you have any...
Gone right after
Do
you.
you want us to ask him any questions?
Yes.
I'm done asking that boy questions.
Okay. I like that response.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to ask him why he didn't talk to you on the plane. That is definitely coming up.
Oh yeah, that's a good question actually.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to, like, what was happening? Maybe
had
he
a
was
lot
raw
of,
dogging it though. He was just staring forward,
Yes.
No, literally. I was watching my iPad and he was just like, he had his hood up and he was just like...
Oh, so he was raw dog.
He was raw dogging it.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, do you want to watch my show? And he's like, no.
I've heard that's a trend lately. So
Yeah, and he listens to Business Bro podcast, so he was raw.
Yeah.
dogging it.
But then we didn't have our phones.
Oh, you didn't have your phones.
No, we had an iPad and I was watching something that I downloaded on my iPad. But he didn't want to watch it.
Was it Shrek?
Lol, no. I love Shrek, but no, it was just this TV show called Black Cake. It was really good. It was on Disney Plus.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what did I want it to ask?
Is it about
Oh,
us
no,
interviewing
it's gone.
Javin?
It's gone.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Do you want us
It's
to say
gone.
like Katisha says hi, she says you guys are best friends, stuff like that?
Maybe leave that
Okay. She says that
What kind of
best
things
friends.
are you gonna ask? Like what,
We're just gonna go through the whole timeline with him.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We want to know why he didn't take the AirPods out,
Yeah.
What was he listening to in the AirPods?
Yeah. Were the AirPods Pro? Were they like what generation?
These are good questions. He'll love these questions because they take no accountability.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like the same kind of questions we asked you,
What time did you go to bed last night? What time are you going to bed tonight?
Yeah. Why is your blanket so gross? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I was a bit too kind of... That's what I was going to say. So when we were in the apartment, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, like quite a lot, because he was like saying he was missing work and, it's not normal routines for everyone, X, Y, and Z, like stuff like that. And obviously we were being filmed a lot. However, I was going through the same stuff that he was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We both signed up for the same show. We both knew what was happening. So, yeah. And look, we're obviously not compatible. And that's so fine. Like, that is so fine. Yeah, it's just, it annoyed me how sometimes that was kind of, there was so much more that happened around that could have been avoided. So yeah, that was kind of annoying.
Who knows? Maybe in a few years, you two crazy kids can work it out, you know? You guys will get married and...
I used to like you. No, I'm joking. Nah, look, is there bad blood? No. It's just...
Maybe a little. You know.
Yeah, I can't pretend to not be a little bit annoyed. Like, I need to stop being so understanding.
Yeah, like
but
it's okay. It's
he...
okay to be mad, you know? Like, it's all right.
Yeah. It is okay to be mad, but like, I don't know, I'm struggling a little bit with being mad, but I am a little bit mad.
Well, we look forward to seeing you in our comments section on this next interview. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be like, fucking what? Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Like, I'm excited. What's the show been like? Have people been asking questions? I can't see like if there's like interaction or anything.
Oh yeah, we got some people in the chat. Yeah.
Yep. People have said some very nice things about you. Somebody on Instagram said, "Hey Katisha, thanks for being so genuine all season. You deserve so much better than that scrub." So
that's cute. Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Love you. Thank you.
Yes. And somebody said at some point, I don't know, he seems pretty dumb about Javin. So I think that's when you said he was smart.
Oh, sis.
So. Well, Katisha, this has been such a fun interview. I'm so glad we got to see the real Katisha. You have such a great personality, and like we just didn't really get to see it on the show.
Yeah.
So this has been such a treat. Yeah. Would you ever do more reality TV or anything? Or are you done with it?
For the right show and the right price, potentially. Dating shows, fuck no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. No,
so
I wouldn't do like Perfect Match
Warrior,
or Love Island or
Love Island. Yeah, that'd be fun. No, so no Love Island.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. I'm too old for it.
The Golden Love Island. That'd be like 30-year-olds.
Yeah. Somebody asked me if I would do All Star, if they would have like a Love Is Blind All Stars, and I'm like, guys, we've only had 2 seasons. Like, no.
Well, Katisha, did you want to plug your social media or anything? Let people know how you're doing? Anything like that?
Yeah, sure. My Instagram is KAtkinson1. I wish I knew what my TikTok is. I don't know what it is, but I usually like share it on my Instagram anyway. Where can I find this so I can share it with friends, family, and things?
We'll tag you, but at youtube.com/reality alert and Instagram at reality alert podcast. But we'll be sure to tag you everywhere. Don't worry.
Yes.
We'll
And all podcasting platforms, search.
Yes.
Reality
And
Alert.
for all of the listeners, we are going to be interviewing Javin in just a little bit. We have our Patreon later. And then tonight at 10 p.m. PST, we are interviewing Barda. So a lot going on today. Very exciting. Yes.
Yay! Barda's my girl.
Tomorrow we have Ashley. Yep.
Yeah, at 11 p.m. PST with Ashley. So a lot of great UK stuff. So Katisha, once again, so fun. You're always welcome on the podcast. You're our new best friend.
Thank you.
This has been fun. All right. Thanks.
I was nervous, but you guys are great.
Thanks. Oh, thanks so much.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your 2 best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's reality alert.